Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. For this video, we'll be going through the unboxing of the Evangelion Unit 1 from the Eva-Frame Volume 1 set. And this is from the rebuild of Evangelion, released by Bandai back in 2021. So this will be a bit of a continuation of the unboxing of the actual Eva-Frame Volume 1 box, to which contained obviously Unit 1, Unit 0, Unit 2 and some additional weapons for these, I'm actually not even sure what to call them. Things as my fallback. As a bit of a way to commemorate my first year of YouTube. And my first few videos back in the day were Evangelion related. Since I was off the buzz of the final movie coming out, which it did, it just came out later than expected on account of a few unexpected things happening. So here we are with the first Eva-Frame Volume 1. Starting with Unit 1 itself, and then we'll go through each of the other sets in the volume. So, I'm actually not too sure what to expect. I have seen people actually acquire these over time, but I will admit I have forgotten, and I will also admit I didn't realize that if you put the boxes together like this, it will actually line up the Eva 1 shoulder number. Because I would have expected to have just done it like that because it's 1 and 2. So, there you go. The more you know. So, here are the frame and armor components for Unit 1. We did see at least the outside of these boxes in the previous video. Just a quick repeat of what to expect. So, Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 0, and the weapons and cages, and basically what to expect. Take the frame, take the armor, combine them together, and then you can do some nice wonderful poses. So some of these things will be accessories in later boxes. So I guess with that being said, let's start with the frame. I have no idea what to expect, but we'll see how things go. So there's a nice array of plastic, a piece of chewing gum. Now this came out in 2021, so technically the gum should not be off. And inside are instructions, as is usually the case with these type of things. So I'll put the gum back because we're not too worried about the gum. The armor I'll just put to the side, and so I'm actually quite surprised that there's a bit of pre-paint involved on these, but otherwise we have, it's almost like a gacha real bread, well, cheap man's real bread. So we have a bit of a frame for the main torso, upper legs and upper arms. There's a progressive knife included. This I suspect is the neck with the head, which actually kind of reminds me of the head from the TV series. 2 hands in purple, and there will be some small runners in here with some additional parts, some of which are pre-colored. So there's some purple here. This will obviously be the arm, so you've got the green in the lower arm, the feet, some upper legs and some other connecting joints, and there's actually 2 of these. So that's pretty cool. So what I will actually do is I will actually cut these out. And as I said, I actually have no idea what to expect with this unboxing, so Unit 1 has been a bit of a test bed for this, ironically enough. So there were the things that we just went through. So having a better look at the torso, which is surprisingly there's a good amount. It actually does remind me of like the early real grade frame, except it actually seems to be a lot more sturdy. That is quite funny. Yeah, so yeah, you've got some decent movement in this thing. It's pretty cool. Did I accidentally... No, I assume that's still the front. Yeah, so there's the main torso. Progressive knife, once it's not inside, it's a little bag thing, and when I'm not bagging the camera stand. The head, well, the neck, not the head. The hands, and actually surprisingly enough, the hands also have little pegs in them as well, so that will probably mean it will hold this progressive knife really, really well. And it does! Damn, this thing holds the knife better than some of the actual proper kits. Now, as for... oh wow, this is interesting. Oh, that's quite clever. So the frame is actually together. So looking at those frames, that's the frames, nice up close and personal. So they are basically a functional copy of each other for your left and your right. So that was the... surprisingly, that was the frame. It wasn't the armor, that was the frame. Let's see if I can actually quickly do the box, because the box will have the instructions in there, and the chewing gum didn't actually come out. Now the downside about these things having the instructions on the inside, you do have to pay a little bit of attention to when you open these things. And the good thing is, most of these little blind box type things will have at least one perforated edge. So with a little bit of carefulness, I'm literally doing it from both ends, you can use the perforated edge to your advantage. So there's the internal instructions. Wow, this really does feel like a bit of a trip down memory lane. So that's pretty much how to put the, I dare say, inner frame together. It's actually quite complex, surprisingly enough. I think I'll actually quite look forward to doing this. So you can basically have a naked frame doing its own little thing. That's pretty cool. So that is the frame. Now what we'll try and do is the and I'm going to try and actually do all that together. So I suspect there'll be another bag. Oh, seems to be several bags. Oh, the gum seems... oh no, there's the gum. So this one also comes with gum. Yay. So, gosh, I'm going to have like 8 pieces of gum by the end of this. Put the box to the side, so there'll be... wow, there's even foil stickers. Wow. Color me some level of impressed. So there are the 2 pre-sealed bags. So obviously this will be all the external armor. And then I guess we'll quickly go through this, and then I will also open up those bags. Okay, so there's the inside of the armor box. So looks like it'll basically be a case of detaching elements of the frame and then adding the external armor on. There's the lower legs. Oh, in fact, I think you actually have different feet you actually put on instead. By taking off the torso, you can then put on the actual armor in the middle and the chest plate. Armor up the arms, shoulder pauldrons, and the correct head for Unit 1. And then there you have it. I am actually very surprised at what they've done with these. Very surprised. There's actually a good amount of detailing with these. In fact, I should probably go back to how this literally all started and see what some of the comparisons are. So this, let's take out some of this. So don't mind me, as I said, I had no idea what to actually expect for this unboxing, so probably will be a bit of a longer video. So we'll put those there. And then for this other bag, at least when I go through the other units, this should become a slightly quicker process. Just take out these. Almost there. Start putting some of that stuff up here. And then the head. And hopefully I can get the horn out without it dropping to the ground, because that would be infinitely embarrassing. There we go. Okay. So before we get too carried away into the external armor, so yes, there actually is a foil sticker sheet included. This I was not expecting. So those will be for your shoulders, probably the color correcting on the upper arm, I would dare say. And then the yellow, hold on, let's bring back the instructions. Okay, the yellow I think is for the top of the knees to color correct that. That's actually pretty cool that there's stickers included. They've done quite well for this miniature scale. So in terms of the parts on the runners, so left and right, and they actually tell you which is left and which is right. So a lot of the external armor, there is, they have been pre-painted. You can tell it's a little bit messy, but that's okay, which probably means cutting these off will probably damage the pre-paint. That is to be expected. You have the arms, upper legs, and bits of the feet, and I think those will probably be the upper arms. So those were in the runners. I won't look at both shoulder pauldrons, but there's one of them, and this seems to actually have a... this can actually move. Ah, bing. Let's see if this will actually focus on the camera. Probably not. Might have to do it that way. There we go. Yes, but surprisingly, this part of the actual pauldron moves. So there's 2 of those. We have the bottom of the waist, which is very much reminiscent of the real grade. Probably lower part of the torso. So whilst these are pre-painted, they're not, there's obviously some manufacturing issues, well, not issues, but you have some pre-existing nub marks and stuff like that, so that got painted over, but that's okay. Front of the chest, the back of the body, one of the 2 feet, and it looks like there's some posability. There's a natural toe bend. This is actually quite surprising for this little thing. That was one of the feet, and then lastly, I will try and put the horn on now. And there's the head of Unit 1, and that is very nicely pre-painted. That is very nice. The detailing is very much on point. I have to remember to detach the horn later on. So that pretty much brings us to the very interesting end of the unboxing of the frame and armor of Evangelion Unit 1 from the Eva-Frame Volume 1 set. Still have a Unit 0 and a Unit 2 to go, as well as the actual weapons, so this is actually going to be quite fun, and I think this in itself is probably more of a truer reflection of how this channel started a year ago. So there you have it. Definitely. Oh my gosh. I looked at it and didn't think it would happen, but even these move. There is actual moving pieces everywhere. And I'm also having some issues with my microphone moving around, but that's okay. So I'm really looking forward to this. In fact, do these come off? No. Yes. No, they must come off. Yes, they do. Wow. So yeah, these bits actually come off. So you can actually properly attach them onto the frame. This is actually going to be like building a mini kit, and it's actually got some decent detailing on it and everything to make it worthwhile. So there you go. This will be very, very fun. I actually do look forward to building this, even though it's now pieces all over the place, but that's okay. We'll figure something out. Thank you very much for watching this video. Feel free to leave a like, a comment, subscribe if you wish to do so. These means of supporting the channel, they do help out and it is appreciated. Extra content can also be found on my Instagram account, link in the description down below. Stay safe and take care, and I will catch you in the next unboxing video of one of these Evas. Probably Unit 2. We'll see how it goes. See ya.